Hi CCIS 5th graders or anyone else who's watching. Today we are going to learn how to draw a cartoon raccoon, a nice tongue twister. So I have my sister Natalie here on the right, I'm going to be on the left, and how I got this inspiration was the artist Banksy, which I know a lot of you know. He's a graffiti artist who likes to stay anonymous, so no one knows who Banksy is. And he posted earlier this week on an artwork he did of drawing these two-dimensional rats. And they were causing mischief and mayhem in his bathroom. So we're going to be thinking about how we can make our raccoon cause mischief and mayhem. So we're going to be drawing 3 raccoons, all in different poses. And I'll tell you what else we need to do once we completed this. So let's begin. So I'm going to start on the left, and I'm going to start off with a circle for its head. Alright, so once we got the circle, we're going to do 2 triangles that are kind of facing down, off to the side. Alright, so now we're going to do 2 triangles up. You guys can make these long ears or fat ears or small ears. Maybe you have a pet raccoon that you guys can reference off of. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a nice big body. So my raccoon's going to be really fat. He's kind of chunky. Alright, so now we're going to do 2 curves up. And for this pose, I'm going to make my raccoon look like it's holding something. So I'm going to do a curve around towards the belly, curve around towards the belly. I'm going to do a curve in, and then I'm going to get kind of close to that exit or that last point, and I'm going to do kind of a triangle out. So we're not making it an actual triangle, we're just doing a line out. And then I'm actually going to just curve it in. As I said, our raccoon's kind of chunky. I'm going to do that same thing, so I'm going to do that triangle look. I'm going to curve it in. Alright, so if you guys ever seen raccoons' hands, they look like they've got little fingers. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do little fingers. So I'm just going to do little blobs. Alright, so now we're going to do the legs. So my raccoon is sitting down, he's enjoying something kind of tasty. So I'm going to start kind of where I ended my arms, and I'm just going to do a little bump here. I'm going to do that same thing on the other side, a little bump here. Going to connect it a little bit farther towards the bottom. And I'm just going to do a curve out, and we're going to connect by doing curved lines. Alright, so now I'm going to do the toes. So same thing like the fingers, just little bumps. Alright, and then raccoons, they have really big fluffy tails. So you guys can do your tail going whichever way. Remember, we are doing 3, so don't take up the whole paper. So mine might be going up, so I'm just going to go up. Neely's got hers going off to the side. Alright, so this one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to make it look like we're seeing the back of our raccoon. So I'm going to start the head down below, so on the bottom of the paper. Alright, so raccoons have muzzles, so I'm going to just make a little line just below. And we're going to do curve in, curve in. I'm going to do a little triangle, little triangle. I'm going to do some big ears. And then I'm going to do a nice big body, because remember, he's fat. If you don't want to make a fat raccoon, totally okay. That's up to you. Alright, so now we're going to do a curve in, curve in. And then for the arms, I think I want him to like reach out like he's going to grab something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do curve down, curve down. And then we're going to keep on curving down. And what we're going to do is kind of like the legs over here. So we're going to be making kind of a point and come back in. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to curve down, make a point, come back in. I'm going to do some fingers. So raccoons actually have thumb-like abilities. That's how they can get into things and get into mischief. Maybe his legs are going out. Maybe he's hanging off something. I don't know. So we're going to do the same, kind of the same thing. I'm just making triangles. Alright, give me his feet. And if you guys have more room up here, I'd say maybe make the raccoon's tail go all the way up there. I think mine's gonna just be all over the place. I'm just gonna make some really crazy lines here. So Natalie, she's got hers going all the way up. So you could do something like that. You could do something like mine. That's up to you. Maybe your raccoon's kind of crazy. Who knows? Alright. Now, I'm going to make my next one look like maybe it's trying to reach something. So I'm going to do that same thing where I'm going to put the head on the top. I'm going to put a triangle down below. And then I'm going to make his muzzle. So we're going to be looking off the side. So I'm doing a curve up. And then make a little ball on the top. And then we're going to curve it down. Alright, so now I'm going to make his ears, so I'm doing triangle. I'm going to do a curve, and then I'm going to connect it to the other ear. I'm going to make his body off to the side a little bit. Nice and big, because he's nice and fat. Curve in, curve in. I'm going to do a curve out, so it's a nice big curve from the bottom of the head around. I'm going to start right in the middle here. And I'm just going to do a curve. I'm going to do another curve, and we're going to do a triangle here. Give me some fingers. And we're going to have him reaching up with the other arm. So give me a big curve. Keep curving up and point out. He's reaching up for some goodies. We're going to make his legs now, so I'm going to do some curves. He's a little curvy. We're going to triangle down. And give me the toes. Maybe he's on tiptoes. Alright, so now the other one, maybe he is really reaching his one leg's out. So I'm going to do kind of a triangle on this side. Do the toes. And gotta do his tail, so maybe his tail is just gonna wrap around him, giving him a little bit of support. Maybe if you're like Natalie, maybe you've got enough room up here, or you've got room down here, maybe you have a tail coming down here. That's all up to you. Alright, so if you guys don't have any markers laying around, and you have color pencils or you have crayons, grab a black marker, crayon, or color pencil, and what we're going to do is we're going to outline our raccoon. So I'm just going to start with the ear and just outline all around. So especially with this part of the ear where it's behind the head, you're going to draw that curve on this one. Don't draw a curve on this one. So that's okay if you guys don't connect or don't fill in some of your pencil markings. Maybe you change up some things, so maybe you don't want the tail going this way, maybe you want it going up. It's all up to you. That's what's nice about pencil marks, is you guys can erase it easily. Now if I wanted to redo my marker, I can't. Or my crayon or color pencil. It's going to be a little bit harder to do. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to continue, and Annalie's going to continue, and we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, we are back. So I've got all my raccoons outlined. Annalie's got all of her raccoons outlined. We've erased our pencil marks. Maybe not as well as you guys might, but we erased them. So now we're going to be doing some details. So I'm going to be starting with my raccoon that's kind of holding something. He's sitting on the ground. And what's kind of cool about raccoons is they have really cool markings. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, so we're going to start with his nose. So his nose is going to kind of come down a little bit, and what we're going to do is a triangle. Oh. And I've got a Franny. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 vertical lines going up from the nose. And raccoons look like they have a mask. So I'm going to go by my triangle on the sides, and I'm going to go a little bit off, and I'm just going to do a nice big round circle, or half circle, or oval. And we're going to do that same thing. I'm going to start actually by my triangle, and I'm just going to come around. Do the same thing on the other side, off-centered from the triangle, and then we're going to connect Now usually this part is filled in pretty dark. I'm going to get my pencil for you guys, that way you can see what I'm going to be doing. So I'm just going to be filling in this part. So if you guys are using color pencils or any kind of other materials to color in your raccoon, if you're coloring in with black, you're not going to see its eyes. I'm just going to do little eyes. And then I'm going to do a little mouth. Alright, for its ears, we're going to do kind of a triangle on the outside, triangle going on the outside. And then we're going to have like a teardrop shape right in the belly. So I'm going to start with a point, aiming towards the head. And a big curve. And then we're going to have our raccoon wearing some really high gloves. So fill in his fingers. He's got some high boots as well. So hopefully you guys are filling in this nicely. You're filling in all those white spaces. If you are coloring your raccoon in, I'm just going to leave mine black and white. Maybe think about what colors are raccoons. So they're usually gray and black. Alright, so now the tail. The tail is the coolest part. So give me a curve. Give me another curve. And 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 a smaller one. So every other one is going to be black. The other one's going to be gray, which I'm going to leave mine white. So I'm just going to start. So I skip one. So I said, hopefully your coloring's a little bit better than mine. I'm leaving a lot of white spaces in here. Skip one. Color in the lines. Skip one. Natalie's already done. She's pretty fast. Alright, let's go to this one. So we're going to do kind of the same thing, except got our nose at the bottom. We're going to have those 2 vertical lines all the way to the ears. So to get the black parts in the mask, blushy, I'm going to do a curve and another curve. we're going to do an outside curve, connect, outside curve, connect. And then we're going to do kind of a bump on the triangle parts. So I'm going to fill mine in with pencil, so that way you can see the difference and you can see my little eyeballs. Maybe I have some eyebrows in there too. Give me a triangle inside the eye, or ear, not the eye. You guys want, go farther in, color that part in. So I can color this one in too if I wanted, or you can leave it white. Alright, so there's usually nothing on the back, so he had a little teardrop shape on his belly. So we're going to do some high gloves, color those in, color in his fingers. Do his high shoes. And we're getting to the fun part of the tail. So I'm going to start kind of on this curve. I'm just going to do curve, 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 curve. I'm going to come closer because I have a long curve here. Alright, and I'm doing every other one. So hopefully you're coloring in a lot better, as I said. I'm just really quickly wanting to fill this in. So I want you guys to take your time. Don't rush. Remember, you guys can pause this video, kind of catch up, or if you're coloring in, even just pause it for each individual raccoon. Or maybe you take your markers and kind of help fill it in. Alright, now we're getting to the last raccoon. Alright, so for his side of the face, we're going to do that black part. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom here. And I'm going to do a curve in, curve it out, and come down towards the triangle. Maybe I go a little bit farther. There you go. And then that white part of a raccoon, so I'm just going to follow that line all the way down. Got my nose. Now I'm going to do one of the lines that's usually in the middle of a raccoon, just on the top. Give me an eye, maybe an eyebrow. This part's gonna be black. Filling in all that, because I wanted that part black as well. I'm gonna do triangle for the ear, color that in. Triangle for the ear, color that in. Do his arm, glove, arm glove, long shoes, long shoes, Alright, now we're going to do the tail, so give me some curved lines. We're not pros at drawing raccoon tails. If you did tail like mine, I have to remember that this part is my arm. So maybe I go around it, so that way I know. And we're going to do that teardrop shape. So I'm going to do a point right by the arm. And do a big curve. And there's his stomach. Alright, so now we got 3 cool raccoons. If you guys want to play around with how you want to position them or how your raccoons are set up, maybe you want to do some different ones. Maybe you want to do it kind of similar like this, but his belly's facing you, or maybe you want to do this one but in a different position. That's all up to you. Keep playing around with this. Now I want you guys to save this, so don't do anything, don't cut it up yet. We're going to be doing something next week that's going to be kind of based off Banksy's style and what he did with his rats. So I'll see you guys later. Oh, don't forget to post to Art Sony as well.